Hi, darling. I sure hope you can hear me. Let's check the mic. We're good. Okay, we're good. All right, so let's see here. We're gonna do the weekly tarot buffet. Hi, hello, and welcome to the weekly tarot buffet brought to you by Vertex Abundance. My name is Serene Priestess Abossi. I'll be your oracle today. I sent to deliberate the weekly tarot buffet for water rising sign. So this is going to be between the 3rd and the 9th. And the only major event going on, because this is mostly about the sun versus the moon, the daily tarot buffet. We just had the 6 of Wands and the Temperance card, so that's relevant. We're going to have Jupiter as a major event. Okay, it's going to be sextiling the sun. So if you are a water rising sign, this is going to be your 2nd, 6th, or 10th house where the sun is going to be. Okay, and then Jupiter is going to be in your 12th, 4th, or 8th house. So Jupiter is kind of like an assist, and the sun is kind of like authority. It's where your eyes go to wherever the sun is, and it illuminates everything also in the sky. So it'll be where you take action, or where things come together, or where things finally manifest, or you hear what I'm saying? It's where things begin to have. The sun also kills like mold bacteria, so that's how I look at it. Like it kills the darkness, it kills the sickness, the malangria, the negrita. I mean, um, it kills the splotchy in your aura. It kills the decay. It kills the shadow. It kills the parasites and in the energy, and it doesn't always have to be your energy or physical energy. So what I've been getting, so that's the sun, and that's going to be in the 2nd, 6th, and 10th house. So we're going to be manifesting something over this next week, or maybe within the month. And then also, like, I'm getting that there's been things going on behind the scenes in the spiritual realm that we just can't control or we don't understand. It's going to be privacy, secrecy, and discretion. It may even be secret from us. I'm going to go get some tea in a minute, so I'll pause. We have the Il Vegeta, the magician. It's called the Magus, where we are imposing the guidance from the Thoth Tarot. This is channeled by Aleister Crowley, and it is illustrated by Lady Frida Harris. Like I said, material abundance. This is just 2 energies here. It might as well be the 8 of Pentacles. So we have the portal to the divine here, and we're exercising some kind of boundaries. Now, I'll be right back. I'm gonna go get some tea before we spill the tea. Okay, we're back. I had a nice little break. Yeah, we have material abundance and manifestation. It's doubly confirmed. Whenever Jupiter conjuncts the sun or Mercury conjuncts the sun, we have material manifestation. And then we have material abundance here with L'Ermitiero Sole. So that's the hermit. And normally it's very, very deeply, deeply entrenched with the hermit, because the hermit's actually um, Jupiter and Saturn energy in a positive aspect, but upon the earth. So those are also heavenly rulerships. So somebody is learning how to manifest with love. They're learning how to navigate, negotiate, be present, participate with love. And it's doubly confirmed as the opening of the heart, which before was frigid. And I'm hearing that song. It's a beautiful life. oh, it's a beautiful life. Oh. I just wanna be riding beside you. I think that might be Ace of Base. Okay, well, beautify is what I accidentally typed. Yeah, it is a beautiful life. You can do what you want, just seize the day. What you're doing tomorrow is gonna come your way. Oh, I listen to this song. I love this song. I love Ace of Base. I love Ace of Base. I love Ace of Base so much. They're not my favorite band, no doubt is my favorite band, but and Gwen Stefani is like my top three artists. But oh, I love Ace of Base. I love Ace of Base. Okay. Yeah, so a lot of what we were coming up against, which was petty, basic bandejas people, it's been clear, like we can see it. Water rising. If you don't know your rising, start with your north node. We can see these petty, I'm hearing bichiku, like bandejas. So now we know how to move with love because our heart is opening. And the discernment was how to negotiate, how to navigate, how to remain present and participate. Because I think we needed to be clear that we were around fake wisdom. Hermit with the seven of swords, that's an imposter, elder, a fake wise person, a fake leader, a fake guru, a fake guide. We were around fictitious imposter, or we needed to find some strength, which was going in ourselves. We couldn't take what we were being offered because everything was a red or blue. It's a tie down. It was like, do you want to destroy yourself this way? Or do you just want to destroy yourself that way? Well, the option is to destroy myself, is basically it. So we had to turn away from what we were being offered. There might have even been some repression with the cuarto dinar, four disc power here. It's called Four of Pentacles and a that. Here it's called Less. It's the Strength card. There might have been some repression, suppression, repression, oppression. I would just say repression here, but it's with the four, it's confirmed, and that is the system. So there's an artificial matrix. The collective mind was one of conditioning and programming and giving power away to the colonizer controller. The controller would be the system, structures, foundations. So the history books, the colonizer would have been the history books, science books, textbooks, things of that nature, even the Bible, and then the colonizer would be mother, daddy, teacher, preacher, authority figures, ministers even. Ministers are typically government, preachers are typically church. So now we're breaking out, breaking free. We have a new beginning because our heart is opening and we're taking action of some kind. Now, somebody here may be I don't know how to say this, but they may have their sun in Virgo. They may have their sun in Taurus. They may have their sun in Leo, or to a lesser degree, they could be a Scorpio rising. I'm also hearing Moon in Aquarius. I'm also getting Leo rising. So we were just operating around Judases, Jezebels, Jonases, people that wanted to distract us from the path, that wanted to lure us away from our duties, obligations, that wanted to sow seeds of demise, that wanted to collaborate, orchestrate, cooperate with orchestrations, machinations, the enemy, basically. Even when people came to say, to naysay, to try to condition and program, they didn't stand up. They didn't come to our aid, our favor, our rescue. Even they left us out. at the whim and whimsy of the energy. They left us out in the wild to be attacked, to be, I'm hearing the word cannibalized. There might have even been an op, might have been an agent. So we learned some hard lessons here, but it built us up in the fire. And there's definitely a transition here. Now, there could be an ego death, I'll be honest. But there's also instructability, destructibility with instructability. We were indestructible, indestructibility. There we go. English, come back. English, come back. Indestructibility. With the strength card and morte, the death. Estoy dichi here. There also could be a new leader or new guidance. We could also be taking action for the first time or finally taking action. There may be somebody here that's also again, a Leo rising. It keeps talking about Leo rising. Now, to a lesser degree, Aquarius rising. No, there's an Aquarius here rising here. There's a Leo rising here. So this is opposing forces. Yeah, then there's Aquarius. So somebody here also is going to fall pretty hard. And it's about time because our soul, life, path, spirit, karma, destiny are we're not just having a soul retrieval, we're having a restoration. So there's luck and unluck, there's fortune and misfortune, there's a windfall here. There's been some pessimism because there's a change in destiny, life, path, spirit, karma, destiny. Some chapter is closing, ended, a period being put on it, but there's also somebody being caught and being sentenced. So there's definitely someone going through the dark night of the soul, or something's coming back to haunt because of things done in the past. I believe somebody was trying to so we do have the energy of enemy here. I don't know, let's talk about enemy, but it's small and it's collective. So we have to bring regulation over petty basic. There was a lot of naysayers or people that would contest our individuality. That's basically policing the timeline in a negative way, especially with this justice card, il justizio. What that means is that they're saying get in the box, be conditioned, 501's Hierophant. So that's respectability politics. It's basically tone policing, individuality shaming, concern trolling, compassion baiting. I'm hearing pink flagging, which is a very particular thing. I know we're at war right now in the Middle East, so I'll be careful here, but it does originate out of that area where it's kind of saying like, we have this cause, don't ignore this other bad thing that we do. So like, I donate to charity, ignore the fact that I'm an abusive boss. It's a very poor example for pink flagging, but I'm trying to, I can't do politically correct. I just, everything that I want to say is it's incendiary. There's nothing in the whole cacophony of speech that I can say that everything that I have to say is explosive. It's not more than incendiary, it's explosive. So some people are being left out in the cold, and that's going to be an ego death. We were left out in the cold some time ago, or we had to make changes. So we were bound to some kind of ego death. So we had to go through a transition, a transformation in order to come into this righteousness that we have. Because this is not something everybody else has. There's a lot of people sitting on the throne that don't need to be there, especially from a standpoint of, and a lot of people wanted to police us because we were the real genuine article. And when they would look at us and see us being individuals, seeing us going off script, seeing us going off book, it would bring projections out of them. They would have to face their own ish, and they weren't able to do that. We definitely have a Scorpio rising here. Aquarius rising, Leo rising. Somebody might have their sun in Virgo, sun in Taurus, sun in Leo, sun in Aquarius. Sun in Capricorn. So of course, this is the water rising. So I'm probably most likely talking to a Scorpio. And if I said another rising sign, it's probably not us. Unless we don't know our rising sign, then we would go towards our north node here. So I'm getting this energy of the tables turning because we were left out in the cold, but that was actually good because we were stripped. And I'm hearing the the last to be picked is the first to be chosen. So we were cast out, looked over, even put out for some kind of reason. And this is the second time we're getting two of these cards came back. So we have the High Priestess and it's Rey de Bastioni here, the King of Wands. We have the King of Wands and the La Papessa, the High Priestess here with the Two of Wands and the Four of Swords. So we were isolated from making a choice. We were exiled. That's the truth. We were exiled, but now we have a clean slate. And a lot of other people also have a clean slate, but here's where they're going. They're going into hellfire. So they have a clean, they can finally trip themselves up. We might even have been around some witches, but this is basic witches. They were trying really hard, but we're more powerful than them. And some of these witches were hiding in known spaces, mainly the church. It could have even been corporate institutions. There's a lot of occult practitioners or psychopaths at very high levels of power. And that's a confirmation here. There's workings in the matrix, artificial matrix as we see. It's called empire. A double eight, that's spell work. And then we have the mitigator of the double eight here, which is the strength card. And they were hiding in places where we would just affectionately give them favor. They had a stronghold, so there was this illusionary success. We may even be dealing with cancer as well. Somebody has a Cancer rising sign or Mars in Cancer. Yeah, so some people have secured places of power through petty mess or conditioning and programming. And we came out from underneath that. It really did debilitate us. Four Pentacles. It really did debilitate us, but we finally growed in some kind of way. And there were orchestrations, collaborations, machinations that we also came out from underneath. We were built in the fire. We were made and turned into a bright diamond because of all the pressure that we were put under. Like diamonds in the sky. Yeah, so that's relevant. So we're going to have just a little bit more understanding about what the problem was. Yeah, we were chosen, and somebody knew that. They wanted to have access to us so they can have access to our favor. They wanted to touch the anointing in our life, and that had to come out because what we needed to learn is to understand fake people, imposter people, or the people that we couldn't be messing around with. Some people we can't have close to us. You, the devil exists. You don't need to rent him a room in your house. You don't need to give the crows picking at your picking at you food. You know, you don't need to show up at the parole hearing of your abuser and maybe to stay out and forget they do this. You know, it's kind of how this is going because we were chosen, and until we were prepared and mastered that favor that comes with a supreme authority, there was just going to be um, protection. We were being prepared for the supreme authority, which was being chosen, the chosen seed. You're beautiful like diamonds in the sky. Yeah, so there was had to be an awakening, and we had the awakening towers on our side. The awakening was that we were chosen. When we came into this awareness, there was going to be some kind of shift because we need to learn how to deal with the good and the bad. There's a little bit of good in everything. There's a little bit of bad in the good. That just means a propensity for toxicity. Although the devil's not out here, we do have a five, and something was futile, foolish, fruitless. So seven of swords, somebody crossed the line. Eight of swords, they got bound down. Nine of swords, they got punished in some kind of way, sentenced. Yeah, so there was something for us to gain, but it was only going to come through self-love. And there were a lot of people trying to preserve the status quo the way that things were, but that was our job was to bring an end to that. And all of the pure blissful souls, they wanted to be mired in conflict. They wanted us in the dark, in the artificial matrix, the false matrix, going through some kind of decay. Basically, they wanted to use us as the battery because we were bound down. They didn't want us to, they needed to use our energy to manifest their abundance. There's things hiding in the shadows here. Deal making. A lot of people, I'm getting the energy that they did magic on us. They put some kind of offering on our fate, but we jumped through those hurdles. We overcame that. They weren't expecting it. So now we're returning to the beginning. That's the full card. Yeah, so we've stayed prayed up this whole time, but we've learned how to be that. Does that make sense? So we're a high priest, even if we're working in public sector or private sector or whatever. Sometimes, you know, the social worker is a light worker with a degree. Sometimes the hairdresser is a light worker with an esthetician's license. Sometimes the Uber driver is a light worker with the driver's license. So we're at the top. We're at the top of that light worker hierarchy. Basically, as time goes on, we'll be the elder light worker, the elder minister, the elder priest. We're born that way too. Princess of Swords, King of Swords. We had to be prepared for that, and it was a rude awakening tower. But truth comes out about the institutions that be Hierophant. They've secured their place, Hierophant, Four of Pentacles, in a way that was demonic, Five of Wands, Seven of Swords. It was fake, phony, fictitious. And they're using our power, not their own power. Five of Swords, Five of Wands, Seven of Swords, Sun card. They're in our spot. And naturally, it's going to be shaken off. We don't have to do anything other than come into our readiness for said spot. And it's a wrap. So they're confused because they think that they Lotus is up with some kind of demonic energy, or they pump some kind of fear into the masses. And maybe they did, but we are not the ones that got targeted by that. We actually took that energy, purified it, bound it down, purified it, and transmuted it to our manifestations, and they don't know what to do about that. It means they've cursed themselves, because if the energy doesn't stick on us, it's going to go back to them. We might have even intentionally did the return to sender. I don't do that usually. It's definitely the devil. The marionette is the devil. Now they're feeling bad, but not because of what they did, it's because they got caught. So they feel entitled to our energy, because that's what their manifestations are, but that's not how the game was designed. We know better. King of Swords. We know better. I'm hearing that. You're beautiful like diamond in the sky. Let's go to the solution here and then what the truth of the matter is. So the solution is that we're being told to go to the truth. So Knight of Wands, Seven of Pentacles. So this was the evil seeds that they sowed, but also the investments that we made into ourselves. So we chose to invest in our divinity, and they wanted us to be egotistical. They wanted us to make moves according to the conditioning and the programming. And that's how the system was designed and set up. But we had a higher calling on our life, this Empress. And so that's what's creating this battle, because we've secured the high ground that they never wanted us to make it to. I've got to pause. I'll be right back. Okay. Assessment, the truth. Okay, so we're being seated on our throne. There's been, up until recently, some repression, suppression, repression, oppression. And I would normally just say repression. Someone was trying to repress, and it is an actual enemy, but there's minor workings. The more prominent energy of oppositional enemy, the cross-watcher, the enemy, would be cabals, collaborations, not even just cabal, just cliques even. Hierophant and the Three of Pentacles, Three of Pentacles, 3, 4, 5. I mean, Three of Pentacles, Four of Pentacles, Five of Swords, Three of Swords, Five of Wands. That kind of energy with the Hierophant, it would talk about cliques, respectability politics, timeline policing. They want to make sure that we are, bottom of the barrel or crabs in the bucket. And there's just an emergence of opening of the authentic soul here. So we keep coming into our energy, we keep coming into our power, we keep coming into our life path, we keep coming into our spirit karma destiny, we keep coming into soul retrieval, we keep coming into soul restoration, we keep coming into the covenant on our life in different facets for each one of us individually, but the energy is coming home, falling into formation spiritually. So What the enemy doesn't realize is we're leaving the age of Pisces, heading fully into the age of Aquarius. The Kali Yuga has ended. We're switching into a golden era. So the thing about the golden era is that the light comes back on, the truth gets is prominent again. And let's just for a second talk about the opposite of the golden era. The golden era is either the dark age or the bronze, like the iron age, like the dark ages basically. Some call it the bronze, some call it iron. Actually, each one of those has a different delineation, but the dark age is the tiniest part of that, what's called a Maha cycle, a Maha Yuga, like a great cycle. So in each great cycle, it's broken into small parts: a golden age, a silver age, a bronze age, an iron age. So the bronze or iron age is considered the darkest, and that's the smallest part of the cycle. The golden age is the largest individual part of that great cycle. And what am I actually saying? Since the golden age is the largest part of that great cycle, it's the hardest for the darkness to fight off. Number one, because it's increasing, and since it's the largest, it's the most powerful. Number two, it's also the hardest for the darkness to hide. So they're going to kill themselves by definition just by trying to cover up what they've done. Also, they're going to kill themselves by definition by trying to hold on to the principalities of darkness, to try to keep their stronghold. Also, they're going to kill themselves karmically by thinking that they have a one-up over the chosen children or the creator themselves. So we really just need to leave them to their karma, you know. At this point, they would have better luck playing in traffic than playing with us. And it's not actually something that we need to do. We don't need to lift a finger, okay? You know, go do some underwater breathing, Brenda, is really what it is now. By Felicia. They can try all they want. It's understandable, you know. You know, when you excise a demon or when you start to do a parasite cleanse, they fight back a little bit. Even when you get rid of a tick, you have to be careful that it doesn't squirt more toxins before it's fully removed. It's the same kind of concept. You know, this round here is a bunch of Mars. We have 1, 2, 3 Mars, a bunch of sevens, 1, 2, 3 sevens. Yeah, we have the Seven of Swords, the Seven of Wands, the Seven of Pentacles. That means there was an agenda. We just need to keep planting seeds into ourselves. There was an attack. We just need to sit on the throne. There was some kind of manipulation, deception. We just need to find cunning, truth, and strategy. What is said strategy? The strategy is to take action on investments in the self that yield. Also, there should be some awareness here with the nines. There should be awareness because the nines go with the high priestess, so, or the judgment card. So the awareness is that there's Judases, Jezebels, Jonas here, people that will hang on as long as they can, but their attachments, they're not a son. What does that mean? They will switch up when war happens. They'll have a facade during peacetime, but when war happens, they're just going to switch up entirely. There's kind of no way around this energy. So we just need to keep the sacred vow that we took, actually, is what I'm getting. Because we are sacred. There's something that makes us worthy in the eyes of the divine because there's some kind of vow that we took. So we're chosen because it's something about worship. So it's really just according to the divine kingdom. We have some kind of leadership, rulership in the great heaven. Okay, so we've already secured our spot. And we're just down here being an example of glory, of the God's glory upon the earth. So also that means that we have to kind of go through this vilification, subjugation sometimes, because it's in the cards. We shouldn't worry too much about it. Um, it was from the design from the beginning. It's part of the design. Um, so all of those out there that think they're better than us, that want to tear us down, take us down, they're being set up. It's an op. We are the op. We're like the bait car. Once they come and try to steal or attack or manipulate or whatever, what have you, go against God, essentially, they get caught. Eight of Swords. They get ensnared in some trap. Once they cross the line, Seven of Swords, once they have that offense, it's a charge on the record. Seven of Swords is a charge on the record. It's gonna be. It's like catching the charge. That's the offense, the infraction, whether it's felonious, misdemeanor, whatever, what have you. They're not really realizing that the more they attack, the more they elevate us. If they don't want to see us at such a high hill, they should stop attacking. And the thing is, what they don't realize is if they're trying to take us down, they're already beneath us. A lot of times for them, they'll never ever see it that way. What they'll think is like, oh, I'm better than you, let me compete. Oh, I'm better than you, let me show. Oh, I'm better than you, let me fight. See, the thing is, an angry person, when they look out into the world, they have to show their power. When a happy person or a loving person shows up, okay, so an angry person wants to show you how powerful they are. A loving person wants to show you how powerful you are. That's just how it goes. And it's a frequency, energy, vibrational signature in the universe. It's not something that you can, fabricate. It's not fictitious. You can't. There's a few indicators in the universe of authenticity. A good, pure heart, a loving aura makes you pure, blissful. Okay. So these people, they have negrita, melangrosa. They have evil works, meaning criminal charges on their spiritual record, and they have negrita, like splotches in their aura, darkness, cloudiness in their aura. They can't access all of their nature if you're divine, because if you're divine, you have a very, very high vibration. And when a benevolent being, when a pure, bright, blissful being tries to access that aura, there's an interference. And the interference means you need to drop to a denser vibration in order to get into that energy. And that's what demons do. That's what demons are for. That's part of their purpose. And it's karmic, meaning it's a lesson. It's a part of the design. Tea. I feel kind of bad for these kinds of people. I mean, I don't know what kind of miserly existence that is or what the justification for that would be. I don't understand. So they will eventually make it back into the eternal kingdom. But let me tell you, oh, honey, if you are this nasty, nasty, McNasty, because the Princess of Swords and the Seven of Swords always leads to the Ten of Swords. They will always be caught, and they will give themselves more rope to hang because they'll think that they're skillful, and on some level they are. But the thing is, the trick is, the thing that makes you the fool is that you cannot go against the design of the system. Yeah, you can cheat the system in the third dimension, but you can't do that in the higher dimensions because by design, it's built to catch those who try to cheat the system. That's what makes you demonic. Thinking you can go against the natural flow, unless you're a salmon, which means you're a kingfish, unless you made the actual stream, which on another salmon in a higher realm, they're actually just a crown, literally, it's a crown. So unless you're a salmon, you cannot swim upstream. That's the only being that swims upstream. Any other being that swims upstream is an abomination, which means against nature, against the design. So if these beings are going to eventually return to the eternal kingdom, that means they have to go to be destroyed. They have to be broken down to nothingness and assigned a new form and rise all the way up from the beginning. Because they're trying to They have to be pure-hearted. And here's that eternal damnation, 10 of swords. See, hellfire and purgatory is 10 of wands. Eternal damnation is 10 of swords. Paradise Ingading is the sun card, which we have, plus this 10 of cups. That always means the Garden of Eden, paradise. Paradiso. So they don't understand. They have this opposing mind. They're not going to recognize until their heart opens up, and it's not going to open up. That's why their third eye is blocked to certain things. That's why they're consistently veiled from divinity. That's why when they look at a divine child, they think that they're better than them. They don't say, oh, wow, this person is sacred. Oh, wow, this child is touched by the Lord. This child has high anointing. They look at us and they just see like, oh, where did you get to your position? How can I get your status? Okay, I'm going to compete with you. I'm going to steal from you. I'm going to do evil works on you. Daddy, listen, I need your help. This little boy, he took my love. He said these things that make my body bump up. And then he runs, leaving me undone. And I don't understand. Yeah, the sexy said he'd be my man. Oh, is this love just a curse? Do you feel good when I hurt? I need your heart to open up. Or is this love, or is this just my luck? Okay, so what is that song saying? I got lured by the devil, and for a sacred energy exchange, sex, he took my love, my heart, my destiny, my key to heaven, my open heart, my pure heart, took my key to heaven, and he ran away. So he swapped destinies with me. He bought himself more time upon the earth in a body, basically. He found himself a lower density vehicle or structure or vessel so that he continue on doing his his magic, his works. The thing you put on me has got me so confused. Can somebody help me? Tell me, what should I do? Oh my gosh. So you got to listen to that song. It's the last song on the very first album of Pink. Her very first album where she's on the cover with pink hair, the very last song of the album. That's I can't remember the lyrics. Daddy, listen, I need your help. Yeah, calling back to God, getting that savior, that salvation, that redemption. The thing you put on me has got me so confused. Yeah, so these people are walking around wounded. It's like wandering through the forest without being able to find your way out. So that's also the Two of Swords. The Two of Swords is when, since your heart's not open, your third eye gets closed to certain things. It's like a veil gets put over you as a mechanism. It's like a you know how your system has the antivirus software. So the universe has one of those as well. If your heart is not open, you will miss a lot of opportunities that are coming for you because they were designed for you at birth. But since you got off topic, you got off task, you got off path, it's like a diversion. Does that make sense? Um, it's like missing your exit on the freeway. It was there all along. You were just, you know, you were distracted from the assignment. You got off course for some reason. And then this walking around wounded is becoming a friend of the world. Okay, we're gonna have to look at those lyrics. We're gonna have to. Ba da 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 da. Okay, so Pink first album. The album is called Can't Take Me Home. It came out in the year 2000. Yeah, Is It Love is the name of the song. Is It Love? You know, okay. Is it love or just a curse? Do you feel good when I heard I need your heart to open up? If this love's not real, then it's just my luck. Mommy, help me. I need your help. This little boy, he took my love. He said these things that made my body pump up, gave me a big ego. And then he runs, leaving me undone. And I don't understand. For sex, he said he'd be my man. Is this love or just a curse? Does it feel good when I heard I need your heart to open up? If this love's not real, then it's just my love. Daddy, listen, I gave it up. I lost my pure heart. I'm not your little girl anymore. My cherry, popped. And then the trust is missing. So they don't have that faith, that open-hearted nature, that innocence, that purity. But please listen, what do I do? I know you want to hurt him. Well, the devil will get his licks. The devil will get his licks in, and then he'll get his punishment. His punishment is that he goes around ruling over the places where God's love doesn't reach, and God's love doesn't reach places where people turn to darkness to hide from divinity. See, light dispels darkness, but there is a kind of abyssal void. So in the abyssal void, let me tell you what that means, because there's 4 levels of hell. There's multiple realms, but there's 4 different material dimensions of hell. So there is a screaming vastness that swallows everything whole. And until you find how you were uniquely made, because every being in the universe was made of love, except a handful of them. Those are the Hellions. Sometimes every single thing that needs to be destroyed, including the very core of your ego, your individual consciousness, and all that is left is love. And that is when you can find your light in the darkness. And there's a certain kind of darkness I'm calling called the abyssal void. Does that make sense? So the devil rules all the places where God's love is not. And God's love doesn't exist in the places where you turn it away. That's the secret. It's like one of those misnomers. How do you have your cake and eat it too? Well, the thing about having your cake and eat it too is you can have your cake, but once you eat it, you no longer have it. So the trick is, how do you have your cake and eat it too? You either bake 2 cakes or you don't eat your cake. Does that make sense? So it's like where God's love reaches everywhere. Light can dispel all darkness. Yes, but there are people who will avoid the light. There are people who will refuse to tell the truth. There are people who are so scared of facing up, having self-accountability, responsibility, that they're stuck on whatever. So purgatory is purgatory because the exit sign above the door, everybody can see it clearly. But in order to enter that threshold, you need to face yourself. Okay. So, I know you want to hurt him, but I like what he do. He's only doing what you used to. God is the primordial being. It's the first spirit that ever came into existence. That's why he animates the universe. All beings after him are still learning lessons to get to be at that omnipotent, omnipresent, omniconscious place. You never told me about the birds and the bees, about hide and go seek. Oh, what he is when he finds me. Listen to this song. The biggest mistake was the choices I make. Won't you help me decide what's going on in my mind? So when you're guided by free will, not divine will, you will misstep. The thing about being a divine being, you need to have the Lord God order your steps. And see, God is as much a consciousness as he is a noun, as he is a verb, as he is everything. God is in everything. So God is really generator, operator, destroyer, the being that animates the universe. So you just want to tune into the vibration that unifies everything so that you can act in accordance with instead of against. See, a lot of people get tripped up. Oh God, oh la, la, the Bible, oh la. Okay, you're looking at all the manifestations and the distortions of. God also exists in you. So do you have faith? Do you have trust in your own unique goodness? Okay, that's also a trick, but that's also a way out. So again, like we could talk about this forever. You listen to this song. That thing you put on me has got me so confused. Can somebody help me? Tell me what should I do? Yeah, listen to the song. Listen to the song. It's really coming through. It's called Is It Love? And it's on the album Can't Take Me Home. And it's by the artist Pink, also known as Alicia Moore. Okay, so we write this down. So we need to be the master of the open heart. That's the king of wands. I mean, king of, ooh, no, no, not the king of wands. The king of wands, not in cartomancy, but in theromancy. The king of wands is um, the Grand Duke of Darkness. I just put that there and leave it alone. Yeah, so we need to be friendly, hopeful, helpful, not always agreeable, but righteous all the same. Somebody who looks on into the future wanting to help from a positive, advantageous advantage. Um, and I said advantageous advantage, that's what I mean though, okay? Somebody who thinks consciously to do righteous acts, and this needs to be the way they move through the world. Typically, you learn this through having suffered yourself. That's why he who lives without sin casts the first stone. We're all born under sine waves, which means we're born on this terrestrial side of the moon, meaning that's sin. We're all born into sin. We all err until we have enough wounds to open up our heart. How does that happen? Suffering purifies. Okay, austerity cleanses. Adversity is the catalyst for success. Conflict breeds change. So until you realize that the ways of the world, this is why we're born in the Kali Yuga. We are in an age of darkness. Until you no longer seek the ways of the world, until you become reprobate, meaning no longer a friend of the world, you're not wounded enough. But see, the thing is, there are people who receive a wound and they become loving, caring, and kind. There are people who receive a wound and they become miserly and embittered. And there are people who sit there marinating, oscillating, ruminating in their wounds, desperata per gelosia, the desperate jealousy. There are people that allow it to fester. They oscillate, they marinate, they vacillate, they ruminate in their wounds, so much so that they don't just become miserly and bitter, they become evil, sinister, and wicked. What is evil? Spelled backwards, it's lived. So when you turn against God, when you spiral out into a 6, when you spiral more into creation instead of a 9, turning back into spirit, you go more towards matter versus more towards spirit. That's what happens. You become wicked, you become evil, you become 666, the mark of the beast, which also means carbon. So we have to deal with the beast. We have to, who teaches us how to find God? The angel of darkness. Once we have found God and we're still in the body, we have the angel of light. Angels only rule over the functions in the physical realm. Unless they're an archangel, then they deal with heavenly functions, period. They represent heavenly functions. So I've said enough. It's been an honor and a pleasure to serve. Thank you for allowing me the privilege to do so. What this is we're discovering the secret of our birth. This is what this reading is, okay? We're discovering the secret of our birth, okay? Lamika. We're figuring it out, is what this is, Giovanni Fanciulla. So we're becoming virginal again. We don't have any Lord other than the Lord. We don't have a man, a husband telling us what to do. And even if we're married, we're still unto ourselves. We got our own money, because I'm free, single, sexy, and free, making my own money. Oh, Maya. Oh, okay. I guess we're doing the lyrics today. 'Cause I'm single and I'm sexy. Yo, this is Maya, which means illusion. You know the hook, the bait. You see the bait. You know, I know you want to bite, so why procrastinate? Come on, yeah, you feeling this. What you doing over there? See it over there, bring it over here. Yeah. So there's an illusion, a confusion, a lure, a trick, a temptation. Everybody knows that I'm kind of shy. Maya, the illusion, the karma, the artificial matrix will only engage with you if you engage with it. If you don't give it power, it has no power over you. I'm the kind of girl that would never approach a guy. You don't need to, you need to not seek it or it will find you. Does that make sense? But I want to find a guy to get you to notice me. So they're looking for fools. Those born under this sine wave is looking for fools. Um, yeah, I got a 4-wheel drive 5x5 brown eyes. That the kind of, like, I can't. My brain is not attaching to that right now. Because I'm free, single, sexy, and sweet, making my own money, looking for the right party. So Maya is a goddess. They're already free. They understand the universal secret. They're in already the universal matrix. But we're born here under the sign, under the sin, under the terrestrial side of the moon. We're under sin, sine waves, meaning we're born into Maya. That's what meaning being born of sin. We're born into the illusion because it's a simulation, because we have free will, which means we get the opportunity to play out the things we didn't get to learn through our incarnational timeline. Meaning, every single time we manifested upon the earth, we had a lesson to learn. And if sin or Maya or illusion or the artificial matrix is still having power over us, there's still things that we need to learn. Here's the trick: if you're looking outside of yourself for the answers, you've already lost. So free, single, sexy, and sweet, making my own money, looking for the right party. And if you're free, spit your best game at me. If you like what you see, maybe I'll let you share my fantasy. Now you know I don't need a man in my life trying to tie me down, and I don't want to play who got kids all over town. Yeah. So the thing about illusion, confusion, delusion, the 7 of Cups, the miserly, the bittered people, the walking wounded souls, they have what's called fetters. They're tied down to the physical plane. They have attachments. Their heart is not clean. What is the heart clean? Why is it? It's heavier than the feather, meaning there's something weighing them down. Usually it's an attachment or a grudge. They're miserly and bittered, or they have illusion, delusion, confusion. They're walking around wounded, something of that nature. So we had these 2 songs here. Maya lyrics, you just want to look up the song I'm Free. Free is the name of the song, Free, by the artist Maya. I don't know the album. And then you want to look up Is This Love? And it's by Pink, and it's on the album Can't Take Me Home. Those 2 songs are talking about the water rising signs, and the water rising signs, the water rules over moksha, which makes you free of illusion, free of your incarnational bondage, which means we're become unfettered. That's the last level of becoming a bodhisattva, taking the vow to wake everybody else up. Okay. And that's it. This means we've gone through all of our incarnational cycles. That's it. That means it's the blossoming from the cocoon. So we've been molded in the fire, is what that means. And Giovanni Fanciulla here with Gran Signore. So this makes sense. I'm going to leave it here. I hope this made sense to everybody. Take good care of yourself. We'll talk soon. Have a blessed day. If anything I said, yeah, Constanza. So it's the system is by design. There's nothing about it going to change. And if we can come into servicio, if we handle our assignment the right way, because we were given a boon by being born in and of itself is a fortunate event. We could have been born as the bacteria on the asshole hair of a donkey. We really could. We really could. A single cell organism residing on the butthole of an ass. I'm just going to say. We really could have been born. So being born as a human is already a blessing, but we have a limited amount of time. Does that make sense? And this is the doorway, the gateway. See the flame? That's talking about a portal, a door, a gateway. So we can talk here forever. You know, I'm a mystery school teacher, honey. There's a truth, though. A lot of us come here and we fail. Disgracia, misfortune, disgrace. Okay, because we're our worst enemies and we have fetters. We're stuck in illusion. And it's yoni with l'enemico. We become selfish. We go on free will, not divine will. So this is why we have the system in the artificial matrix. Everybody's collective mind is born of the dark age. That's why a lot of people revere Indian society, because there are spiritual societies in the world that build it, like Egypt, they build into the conditioning and programming how to make it out of this illusion, delusion, confusion, how to make it out of this matrix. The matrix is the 7 of Cups combined with the Moon card. It's Scorpio/Pisces energy. So take good care until we meet again, until we read again. Namaste, Dandavat, and Ashe. We're waking up finally, finding our purpose, assuming our space in the formation. Talk to you soon, darling. Bye.